guys, for today's video I want to do just like a little everyday makeup get ready with me. I've switched up my makeup routine a little bit. I honestly don't wear makeup very much at all, especially since quarantine, and then really especially since getting pregnant. First trimester I couldn't barely do anything but lay down, so I never wore makeup, so I'm just kind of starting to do it again now that I have a little bit more energy. So I wanted to share with you guys my routine when I do actually put in some effort and do my makeup. It's a little bit different than what I was doing. It's still pretty natural, but I was pretty much just doing tinted moisturizer and glow. Now I'm doing a little bit more glam just because it's fun to switch it up. So I want to share that with you guys today and just chat a little bit. I actually have some energy to get ready today. I did my hair. We'll see how long these curls last. I have the straightest hair in the world, and I tried a couple new products and we're gonna see if it actually lasts, because my hair pretty much lasts in curls for like an hour and then it's done, if that, 30 minutes sometimes. But I used the Moroccan oil. I'm so out of breath, please bear with me. The Moroccan oil root boost I always use, but I picked up a couple new products. I'll link them below. It is the texture spray and the hairspray, so I'm trying those out to see if that helps a little bit, but that's pretty much it. I just want to jump into it and talk with you guys a little bit and get ready. So I still have been going in with my Bare Minerals Complexion Rescue. I've been doing a little bit more full coverage lately, but I kind of use concealer for the coverage and keep my base still pretty light, like the tint pretty light, and then I'll just go in with concealer to supplement any coverage I want. I love this tint. This is the shade Tan 07, and it just gives me a lot of warmth to my skin, which I love because I'm pretty pale right now. I have only put on self-tan twice since getting pregnant, just because I know you can, but it just kind of freaks me out to wear tan, so I tried to do it really minimally. I used my Skin Drop natural self tanner, so I feel good about using that because it's natural. So I use a little bit of that lotion just to kind of give my skin a little bit of color and glow, because I feel like that makes everybody feel a little bit better. So this matches nicely when I have a nice little tan. But I've still been applying with my fingers. I just like to do that with tints because they have a moisturizer consistency, so it feels just fine to use your fingers, but you can use a brush or a sponge. Another thing that has been new is how much my skin is breaking out. You'll be able to tell probably in this video, my skin has exploded with acne, which I know some people have that issue when they're pregnant, some people don't, but I definitely have. And I've mentioned this on my Instagram as well, but typically, obviously you break out from the hormones and all of that, but typically you get like cystic acne on your chin and things like that. My hormonal acne has always been tiny little bumps all over my face, especially my forehead. And that's what happened. One day I just woke up and I had little bumps all over my forehead, and they have not gone away since. I have them on my chest. It's a whole thing. So I've been going in with, oopsies, there we go. I've been going in with my Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. I just repurchased this because mine was gone. All my concealers were pretty much empty. I use the shade 35N, which is medium. I just really like not too light of a concealer. That's just, I don't like having a very bright under eye. So I've been going, oh, I'm not gonna forget. I always forget this step. We'll just leave that there. I've been trying out, sorry, my brain is all over the place right now. Where is that thing? Okay, I watched Jessie James Decker's makeup tutorial on her Instagram, and she talked about this product. Also, the lighting is gonna change because it's kind of cloudy out today, so it'll be like sunny, cloudy. I hope you guys don't care. Anyways, this is the Charlotte Tilbury, what is this? what is this called? It was like a magic something. I'll link it below because I don't know what it's called, but I have it in the shade 2 medium, and it's basically like a corrector brightener for under your eyes. So I've been trying this out because she said it's like her favorite holy grail product, and it brightens up her under eyes. And I have really terrible dark under eyes, so I've been trying it out, and I do think it brightens, but I'm just not positive how I feel about it. So I've only used it a couple of times. I do think it conceals a little bit and brightens for sure, but I think I might just have under eyes that are beyond any product's help. But I do definitely think it brightens them up, but I still gotta try it out and see if I think it's like the best thing ever. But I wanted to use that today, and I always forget because I just go straight in with my concealer and forget about it. So now I'm gonna go in with my Shape Tape concealer, and this is a much thicker concealer than I was using, but I've been liking it because it gives me a more done look, and it also helps cover the acne that I'm experiencing, which is also nice. I was using the Glossier Stretch Concealer a lot, which I still use, and the Ilia one, but I just wanted something a little bit more full coverage to kind of help with my skin situation right now. And then I'm just going to use, this is the Real Techniques sponge, and blend that out. And then once I've kind of just gone over everything, I will go in and spot conceal any areas that I feel like need a little bit of extra coverage. So I've got some like here that I want to cover. A little bit on my forehead maybe, my chin. This concealer is so good if you want like a full coverage one. It is pretty thick and heavy though, so if that's not what you like, which typically wasn't what I liked, but right now it is working for what I'm looking for. So now that concealer is all blended out, I've been going in with cream bronzer. I talked about this one a bunch of times on my channel. This is the Milk Baked bronzer, or it's in the shade Baked. It's their cream bronzer. It's my favorite cream bronzer I've ever used. I got the full size finally because I had that mini one and I finally ran out of it. So I needed to purchase the larger one. If you guys are looking for a cream bronzer, I highly recommend this one. They also have a deeper shade, I forget what it's called, but this is my favorite one I've tried. It's got good ingredients. It's a really nice shade. I'll show you guys what this one looks like. I'm just using this Glossier, actually it's a powder brush, but I like it to apply creams as well. I sometimes apply this right to my skin, but it does seem to apply a little bit more smooth and even if I put it on a brush and then apply it to my skin. But I like the ingredients of this one. I like how easily this one blends. It's nice and hydrating too. It's called a matte bronzer, but you'd expect it to be dry. It's not dry at all. With cream bronzers and sticks and things like that, they don't glide on the skin. They kind of catch, or they're hard to blend out, or they dry really quick. This one, you've got some nice working time, and if you can see, it just gives a really natural bronzy look. And I even like to kind of put a little bit of this right up on the apples of my cheeks. I know that's not everybody's thing, but I like to look bronze like all through here. But this is definitely my favorite cream bronzer I've ever used. When people ask what I recommend, it's definitely this one. I think my favorite thing about it is the tone, because I'm pretty picky with the tone of bronzer. You guys, if you've watched my channel, I talk a lot about liking like a just true kind of tan, neutral brown tone. I don't like a super warm orangey tone, but I really dislike ashy on my skin tone. So this for me is like that perfect tan shade that just honestly looks tan. It doesn't really have too much one way or another undertone wise. I'm gonna go in with some liquid highlight. Of course, you want to do all your liquids and creams first. I've been using just the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. This is in the shade medium. I will link below every product that I'm using, just so it's easy for you guys to find, and I'll put the colors and all that. So I like to just kind of dab this in this area. I'm pretty messy with it. I don't like a super precise glow, and then sometimes I use a sponge, sometimes I'll just use this brush and I'll just pat it right on top. And look at that, I feel like it just leaves such a nice, it's like a natural glow. It looks like your skin just looks like that, and I feel like there's really not a ton of products that give that finish. This has been pretty much an everyday product for me when I wear makeup. I don't feel like I skip a day using it. You can use this so many different ways. You can use this on top of makeup like I'm doing. You can use it before makeup, which I do a lot. You can use this on its own if you're just doing like a bare face. There's just so many ways you can use this product, and I feel like it's so versatile and it's lasted me a really, really long time. So I kind of just like to dab this all over, give myself a nice glow. So for blush, I love Glossier Cloud Paints. I have two shades. I have the shade Beam, which is a little bit more peachy, and then Dusk, which is a little bit more neutral. So I'm gonna use Dusk today just because I think it'll go well with the makeup look we have on. You don't need a ton of this. I probably just put way too much on the back of my hand, but that's okay. I'm gonna just use the same brush. I pretty much use the same brush for everything cream wise. I don't mind doing that because I kind of feel like it just meshes all the products together that way. But you could definitely switch up brushes. That's probably the technical, way to do makeup, but I like to put a little over my nose. And this blush is really nice and subtle, and it blends into the skin really easily. Looks nice and soft. Creams are done. Something that I think is really helpful to make your skin look really glowy, if that's the look you like, which is the look I like, is putting on your powder highlight before you set anything. Putting it directly onto the cream highlight, and like a tacky base is a really good way to make it look more intense, but in a glossy way, not in a stark glittery way. So I'm gonna use, this is the Lawless Afternoon Delight highlight. It's clean beauty, which I always loved, but especially during pregnancy you want to use clean products. So I just use this big fluffy fan brush and put this right on top of that cream highlight. Now this is just if I'm going all out with makeup, which is what I'm doing today. A lot of times I just use one or the other, but for today it's kind of fun to just do everything. Then I'm gonna go on top. This is the Lawless Golden Hour Powder Bronzer. I just use the same brush as I use for highlight, and I just softly graze where I put the powder or the cream bronzer, and just kind of set everything with this, and it keeps the cream in place but also just kind of intensifies it a little bit, makes it look a little bit more done. But again, on an everyday basis, when you're just throwing some makeup on, I would do one or the other, cream or powder. But for today's purposes, I just want to show you guys all the different products and how I use them. So the base is just about done. I'm just going to powder a couple areas. This is the Glossier Wowder. I do like to powder under my eyes and kind of in this T-zone area because I love to look glowy, but I don't want to look really greasy or undone. And I feel like if I leave certain areas really glowy, sometimes it can look a little bit just not as put together as if I just powdered a few areas, especially where I have large, like the more prominent pores, larger pores there. That's where I like to add some powder. And I do put powder over my eyebrows because I feel like my pencil applies better if I do that. So I'm gonna put my NYX Micro Brow through my eyebrows. I like a really natural brow, so I pretty much just add whatever I need and not much more than that. This is in the shade Taupe. This is probably my favorite brow product, and it's really affordable. You get at Target or Walgreens or Ulta. I finished filling in the brows with the pencil. I'm going to use some Boy Brow brow gel and just kind of put them in place and keep them kind of pointing more upwards to make them look a little bit more fluffy and natural. It's not the best brow day, but I just don't care that much. Sometimes when I do the brow gel, then I can kind of see where I'm missing product, and I can just add a little bit where it's missing. For eyeshadow, I pretty much do nothing. I do something really quick and really easy. So this is the Tarte Clay Play palette. This is quite a few years old. I probably shouldn't still be using it, but I definitely am. I like to go in with some of these lighter shades in the bigger pans, and I put that on my lid with just a fluffy brush just to kind of brighten up the lid and even everything out. And then with the same brush, of course, I just go in with the shade Journey and Ember, which are, it's like this kind of neutrally pinky brown and then this warmer brown. And I just lightly kind of tap into those and just run it through my crease. Nothing crazy, of course, but just to kind of give it something and some color, especially because I have a lot of bronze on my face. I don't want to have nothing on my eyelids because then sometimes it just looks a little too bright on my eyelids or not done. So it just adds a little color in there and makes everything match really well. Last step before lips is mascara. I've been using the same mascara forever. This is the Honest Beauty one, and I've been trying to spend more time on mascara and actually try to make it look like I have eyelashes. I normally just go so quickly through applying, but I've been trying to like really focus on going from the root up and focusing on the outer part and the middle. I like to kind of add some texture by doing it heavier in the middle and heavier on the end so that it can look a little bit more piecey almost. But this mascara is super good. I feel like it's nice and thick without being clumpy. It doesn't transfer, it doesn't flake. It's good ingredients. I really love it. That's why I haven't really mixed it up with mascaras, because this one's just been so good. I also don't want to forget with this brow gel, I need to kind of pat it in because sometimes white remnant will kind of stay. It's the clear one, and I've just noticed that it's better if I pat it in. All right, lips, and then we're done. This is the most effort I've put into my makeup in a very long time. So I'm gonna go in with MAC Strip Down. This is my favorite lip liner. I repurchased it a few months ago because I made it all the way through one. And it's just a nice neutral nude brownie shade. What I do to fill in my lips is I kind of just go over the Cupid's bow and go down a little. I don't go all the way down my lips. I really focus it at the top center and then the bottom center and then up a little, just to kind of give it a more rounded shape. And with the shades of lipsticks that I like, a deeper kind of brownie lip liner is very essential because I like a really light lipstick. There are two favorites I have. I really love this Lawless one in the shade Platinum. It's this super light beigey pink nude, and then the shade Bosom Friend from MAC, which is the same idea. I've been using the Lawless one because it has better, cleaner ingredients. So just go in with that and mix those together. And then after I apply the lipstick, I go back in with the liner just to make sure everything mixes well. And then if you want, you can go in with a little lip gloss. You could leave it like this. I'll do a tiny bit of lip gloss. This is the Lawless Glazed. I'll just kind of tap it in the middle to give it a little bit of a shine. Alright you guys, this is it. This is kind of my new makeup routine. When I do makeup, these are all my favorite products right now. My holy grail products that I use every time I do my makeup. This is more of the glam, really doing my makeup type of look, but it's still nice and glowy. I still feel like it looks not too done, but a little more done up than I typically do. So I've been loving these products, and I really like to do glowy and bronzy. So I'll link everything I used in today's video down in the description box below. I have my Instagram down there as well. If you're not already following it, I would love to have you guys there. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe. That means so much to me. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.